We recording? Okay, all good. Well, let's go ahead and get started with what we have here. We sent out a worksheet again. Let's take a look at that first. This is another counting losers worksheet. If you have it and you have your pencil handy, you can do it first, and we'll review. Otherwise, we can do it on screen here. So to kind of review how we count our losers, we look at our trump suit, and we can look at this first one on the left here. Spades is our trump, and we look at which hand has the longer trumps. In that case, it's south here. And so we look at the length of each suit in the south hand, but we get to consider the honors that are in both hands and see how many losers we have. So in spades, we've got 5 spades, but we're missing the jack, and it's possible that we will lose a spade to the jack. So we'll give ourselves 1 loser there. And in hearts, we've got 3 hearts, but we're missing the ace and queen. We might lose 2 hearts. We won't lose 3 because we've got the king, jack, and 10. In diamonds, we don't have any losers. We've got 4 diamonds, but we've got ace, king, queen, jack. And in clubs, we've only got 1 club, and since we have the ace of clubs, we don't have any losers in clubs. And so altogether, that's going to be spade, 2 hearts. That's 3 losers. If we're in game, that's good. If we're in slam, we'll be looking for help.
Sorry, you're counting the spades for 1 loser?
Yes. Not like a losing trick count kind, but just in that we may have to contend with a spade loser. The ways to avoid or get rid of losers. One is in spades, length may be sufficient. If the spades are 3-2, we've got ace, king, queen, and then we won't lose 1. If the spades are 4-1 or 5-0, if the length is an east, then we can finesse. I guess if they're 4-1, and we can find that out by cashing our ace and king first when we actually go to draw trumps. And then if West shows out, we can finesse the jack. And then we can get a pitch in clubs, but we don't have anything useful to actually pitch. And so since we don't need to trump anything, probably our declarer's plan will be to draw trumps and then try the heart finesse. We look at the one on the right here. Spades are trumps again. Now we have 5 spades in each hand, so we can count losers from either one, but let's count from the south. This is our stronger hand. And here now we've got ace, king, queen of spades, but and we're missing the jack, but because we have 5, there's not going to be a spade loser. We've got 1 heart loser, and in diamonds we've got 3 diamonds, but we've got 2 diamond losers, and no club losers. So heart and 2 diamonds, we should be able to make our contract. The kind of thing we might think about for a declare strategy here is drawing trumps and then playing our ace and king of clubs so that they're out of spades, we're out of clubs, and then putting them in with the ace of hearts. If they make a mistake and don't take the ace until the third round, they may be hard pressed for a good lead against us. You see how we're doing this, Elizabeth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
So on the next one, the third one on the left here now, hearts is our trump suit, and it's north that has the longer hearts, so we'll count losers from the north's hand, even though that's the weaker hand. And we've got 3 spades in the north, and we're missing the queen, so we've got a spade loser. We're missing the king of hearts, so we've got a heart loser. We've got 2 diamond losers. And because north only has 2 clubs and south has the ace and king, that means there's no club losers. So a spade, a heart, and 2 diamonds. So if we're in a game contract here, need to get rid of 1 loser. Possibility is the spade finesse might be an option. What other options are available here?
Well, you can also finesse the queen of hearts, but if somebody's got 3 to the king, that's not going to work.
That's right. So heart finesse is an option, but it needs to be king doubleton or king singleton for that to work.
But it's worth a shot.
So is there a way to avoid having to take the spade finesse?
Well, you could rough out the clubs and I mean, you could draw your trump, rough out the clubs, and I guess lose your 2 diamonds. If you can get
Make them lead the spade for you? Is that what you're thinking?
yeah, if you can get them to lead the spades, that might help you. Or if you can put somebody in a problem for doing discards, you might be able to make you know, one of your clubs good.
So they'll probably be able to lead diamonds if they get in. So, but I think there's 2 kind of remote possibilities. What would be a club holding that would be good?
A doubleton queen would be really nice.
Well, that
Oh,
would
wait a
not
minute.
help.
No, that doesn't help.
Singleton queen would. You could also
Singleton queen?
live with queen 10-9.
Queen 10-9
Those
in
three
one
tight.
hand. Yeah.
Because then the 8 of clubs will set up for a spade pitch. And by the same virtue, ace, king, queen tight of diamonds would help.
That's right. And it's also possible if the diamonds are set up right with, I think, the 10 in the east, you could have those honors spread out, possibly. So you
But
might.
also, if you run your hearts up to a point, you know, take 5 hearts, somebody may be squeezed for discards.
That's possible, but the problem with that is that you need to, for a squeeze to work really, you need to be down to having only 1, no more losers. You have to kind of be down to where it's just that trick and nothing else that's at risk, and so you'd have to have done something with spades before then. So I think your best bet may be to do something like trying to play your ace of clubs and see if you get something good there, maybe ace, king of clubs and rough a club. And then try and lead a diamond, low diamond, and let it run and see if the 10 is finessed. And see if the ace, king, queen of diamonds goes on three rounds of diamonds. So these are all things, they're kind of low probability, but they're stuff that you might as well try once you've drawn your trumps before you finally try your spade finesse. So long as it doesn't risk giving up an extra trick, you can go ahead and just try those things and see if something nice happens where you can skip on the finesse, where you can pitch a spade instead. Okay, let's look at the last one on the right there. Spades is our trump. South has the long spades. No spade losers. There's only 2 hearts in the south hand, so there's no heart losers because we've got ace and king. There's no diamond losers because we've got ace, king, queen. And there's 1 club loser. So let's say we're in 7 spades here. And we see we got a club loser to deal with. What's our best chance for taking care of that?
Discard a club on the king of hearts.
That's
Yeah.
right. So we look at our available techniques. Finesse is available there because we could try the club finesse, but that's only going to work half of the time. But the pitch will work 100%. So we can draw trumps, cash our ace, king of hearts, cross to dummy with the diamond or the ace of clubs. And then on the king of hearts, we can throw our club loser. This is just sort of the thinking we generally want to be doing when we're in a suit contract. We want to kind of, we don't usually get to use pencil and paper here like this, but this is kind of the thought process that we want to have going on in our heads. Count our losers, and what are the techniques available to reduce our loser count? Which ones are more likely to work? Can we afford to give up the lead in the process? Things like this. This is where we analyze and put all our options together and come up with a line of play. Okay, so now I want to talk about the transfer auctions. Get this shared. There we go. Okay, so when we talk about Jacobi transfers, just want to do a review. That's where opener opens a no trump, and responder can bid 2 diamonds or 2 hearts, and that shows 2 diamonds is a transfer to hearts, 2 hearts is a transfer to spades. An opener is normally going to rebid as transfers. So if responder says 2 diamonds, opener is going to bid 2 hearts, and the responder can go on from there. Now, the nice thing about transfers is that we can do them with 0 high card points, and we should. The idea is that if we have a really weak hand in a 5-card major and partner opens a no trump, we may not take any tricks in no trump, in a 1 no trump contract, but we're certain to take a few tricks if we can play in 2 hearts, 2 of our major. So if we do a transfer, then we look at responders rebids here. If we have a weak hand, we're just going to pass. Even if we only have 5 of the major and opener may only have 2, still better to play 5 to fit where we're going to take some tricks. If we have an invitational hand, we need to make an invitational bid, and if we have a game forcing hand, we need to bid a game contract. And then, so for our second bid, if we make a bid, if we bid no trump next, it's saying we started with 5 cards in our major. And if we bid our suit again, it says we had 6 or more. And the idea is that if we respond in no trump, if partner's got a doubleton of our major, partner can stay in no trump. But if partner has at least 3 cards in our major, they'll go back to our major suit. And so we have this little grid of 4 things here. Basically, our invitational bids are 2 no trump if we have a 5-card suit, and 3 of our major if we have 6 or more. That's inviting partner to go on to game if partner's got a maximum no trump opener. Our game forcing bids are 3 no trump and 4 of our major. If we have, let's say, 10 points in a 5-card major, we bid 3 no trump. That tells partner, pass if you have a doubleton in my suit, or go ahead and bid correct back to the major if you have better support. And 4 of the major tells partner, I don't care if you only have a doubleton, I want to play my major. I've got 6 of them. So we have a fit, and I've got the points per game. Okay, so this is Jacobi transfers. And like I say, these come up a lot because we only need a 5-card major to do this, and we can do it with any point range. So that's the ones we're most familiar with. There's also, though, the Texas transfer. In a Texas transfer, partner opens the no trump and we bid 4 diamonds or 4 hearts. This is a transfer up at the 4 level. And it promises a 6-card suit and at least 10 points. Because it's obviously, we're up at the game level, we have to have enough points per game. And it's nice because it makes it harder for the defenders to get a bid in the process. And it also sets the trump suit, so partner knows this is trumps for sure. When we do a 2-level transfer, it's not clear that we're going to wind up playing that suit as trumps. But when you do a Texas transfer, it guarantees you're playing in 4 hearts or 4 spades, and you're not going to play 3 no trump. Texas transfers don't come up as often because they're more constrained. We have to have a 6-card suit, and we have to have 10 points. So they're easier to kind of forget because we don't do them as often. But you should do them when you can because they're a simpler auction. It really simplifies things for partner. And then when you, well, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it there for now. So given that, let's, well, no, I'll do the last one here. I'll do the last one. That's a back and forth. So if you have a game forcing hand with a 6-card major, you have 3 ways to show that. And what you do is you divide the hands up into, are you only interested in game, or are you sure you want to drive to slam, or are you kind of in between where it's like slam would be possible if partner's got a good fit, but not necessarily. And so the way that we divide those 3 things up is we say if we're only interested in game, responder does their 4-level transfer and then passes. So 1 no trump, 4 diamonds, 4 hearts, pass. That's how we show if we've got 10, 11, 12, 13 points in a 6-card major, we do a Texas level transfer and then pass the game bid, and partner just plays it at game. If we're at the other end, we have, let's say we've got 17 or 18 or 19 points, where we know we want to go to slam because partner opened a no trump and we've got an even better hand. We do the same thing. We do a 4-level transfer. Partner bids 4 of our major, and then we can bid 4 no trump, which is Blackwood, key card request. And because we did our Texas transfer, partner knows that this is a key card and that the trump they just bid, the suit they just bid is trumps. And so that way the responder with a big hand can drive towards slam that way. And the trickier one is the in-between hand where we have maybe a 16-point hand, and we need partner to have a good fit and a maximum to make slam. So we call that a slam invitational hand. where we think slam might be possible, but not if partner only has 15 points. So there, the slam invitational sequence is to do a 2-level transfer, like a regular Jacobi transfer, and then jump to 4 of the major on our second bid. And it's kind of a subtle sequence, but opener should think, well, if partner can jump to 4 of the major now, why didn't they just do a Texas transfer? And the reason is because you're doing this 2-part sequence to invite partner to slam. So if partner's got a maximum with good trump support, partner can be the one to do a key card request and bid for it on trump. So that's all the showing stuff there. Let's hop into Shark Bridge. Give me just a minute here. My computer is complaining.
I'm happy to sit out and watch Rick, or if you can put me with a robot, either way.
I'll watch.
No, you should do, Elizabeth.
Don't watch. See if I got it.
Okay. Looks like Rick will be right back with us. I guess we can quiz people in the meantime. All right.
Major difficulties, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Okay. So you open one no trump. I bid 2 diamonds. You bid 2 hearts. If I bid 3 hearts, what does that mean?
Say that again. One no trump, and then
So you guys are the ones opening one no trump,
okay.
and I bid 2 diamonds. Transfer to hearts.
Mm-hmm.
You guys bid 2 hearts, accepting the transfer. What does it mean if I bid 3 hearts?
You're invitational with 5.
Any
It should
other
be with
guesses?
6.
Oh, invitational with 6. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Elizabeth,
I even
Linnea,
took
do you agree with Kenton or Tony?
I even took a screenshot of what he just presented. Just trying to go off of intuition.
So what do you do if you're invitational with 5 hearts?
Yeah,
Elizabeth?
2 no
No?
trump.
Okay, well, Kenton already said it. Yes, 2 no trump.
Oh, sorry.
That was
Um,
good.
So what's the so by opening one no trump, you're pretty much guaranteeing you have at least 2 in every suit.
You should be. In principle, you're allowed to do it with a singleton as long as it's an ace, king, or queen. But most people
Okay.
have a doubleton. So I wouldn't advise opening it with a singleton unless you are going to run into problems otherwise.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so Rick's argument was that even if you have a really weak hand, you'd prefer to play in the major because otherwise, as a weak hand opposite a strong hand, your hand's probably going to be useless in one no trump. But it might be worth quite a bit if you're playing 2 of a major, having a long
Yeah,
suit.
that was an interesting point. I hadn't thought about it that way.
It's all about entries. Because if you have 0 points and a 5-card suit, you probably will have entries. They might be slow, but you will probably not have any entries if you're playing one no trump because you have no high cards.
Yeah. And so Texas transfers for 6. Okay.
Yeah, I think Rick said 10 points. That's probably 10 playing points. So you'd usually do it with something like 8 or maybe even 7 high cards, depending on the strength on the shape of the hand.
Gotcha.
As this 6-card suit, you can basically guarantee that you have an 8-card fit. Here's a tricky one. So same sequence, you open one no trump. I bid 2 diamonds. You bid 2 hearts. And I bid 4 no trump. What does that mean? Tony, you don't answer right yet. So I transfer you to hearts and then I bid 4 no trump directly. What does that mean?
Can I answer?
Yeah, go ahead.
It means that you're interested in slam in hearts and you're asking for key cards.
That is not correct.
No?
No.
Okay.
Well, you are interested in slamming hearts, but you're not set on it. You're not asking for key cards. That would be so. That's the situation you're describing is true if I transfer via Texas.
Okay,
the
so
Texas
then,
transfer call by 4 no. But this is just a simple Jacoby.
then the 4 no trump is quantitative, saying if you're at the high end, either go to 6 no trump or 6 hearts.
Exactly. And you also have the option of
Oh, really?
5 no trump or 5 hearts if you're in the middle, if you're a middle hand. But yeah, that's a nuance, but it's an important distinction between doing the Jacoby first and Texas. And it comes down to,
Interesting.
with the simple Jacoby, you're not sure of an 8-card fit. With the Texas, you're basically sure of an 8-card fit.
Because I've heard of the quantitative for natural no trump, but not for the after the Jacoby transfer.
Yeah, that's the one case.
Okay.
You can do it after Stayman as well.
Okay.
So something to keep in mind. Rick, do we need to do the Sharkbridge login again?
I'm looking to see,
For me, it says please wait to be seated.
I see you and Tony in and nobody else in at this point.
Mine says, please wait to be seated.
Is it the same link as in other emails?
Yes.
If you check the most
Okay.
recent email from Brian, that link should work. That's the one I use.
Let's see.
Yeah, so if it says please wait, check that you have the right link. I just linked it in chat here.
So I guess Elizabeth,
Oh,
you should X
I'll
out
try that one.
for the different one.
See if I got a chat.
So I'm getting the please wait to be
Yeah,
seated.
I see you Linnea, here.
Do you see me?
Yes, I do. So hang on.
All right.
Do this.
Yeah.
Well, let's get cards first. One thing.
Yeah, no, this thing is messed up on me for some reason. My parallels here that I need to run this thing keeps locking up. So let me check one more thing here.
Yeah, Sharkbridge is a nice tool, but it seems to have a lot of flaws.
Yeah, this is not a problem with Sharkbridge so much as Parallels, the emulator, Windows emulator.
Oh,
Oh.
using an
I have it
emulator.
up here running, but I can't, it won't let me interact with it because it's saying I'm running out of space on my internal drive here. In which I am, but I don't know why, because it shouldn't be.
Have you always
It's
been
going to
using
be a bigger thing. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do this, it looks like. So what I'd like to do then instead is walk through these hands just, I guess, let me see if I can do it with BridgeBase instead. That should work.
I mean, we could also do a bridge base with a dealer script for transfer hands.
Yep, yeah. That would be fine.
Do you find those scripts for deals pretty difficult, or once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy?
It depends on how complex you want to make them.
Yeah, I've done some pretty niche ones for precision auctions that can be pretty long, but the language to write the code language is pretty basic. So there's nothing too complex.
Okay.
Sometimes it
It's
can be
pretty capable.
Yeah.
I can show you a script here that may be a typical.
And I think it's only for the bidding tables that you can use it. If you wanted to actually play the hands, you would not be able to combine the script with that option.
You can,
You can?
yeah.
So, well, I guess it's most useful for the bidding practice. So maybe I just never tried.
So you're able to see this script here?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, so these,
Oh, yeah.
These are comments here. And so this is kind of what I have in here, this much stuff for doing Jacoby and Texas transfers. Well, I said Jacoby 2 no trump, this is Jacoby transfer.
Interesting.
That's a lot more than I've ever done.
What I've done in here though that makes it a little fancier is it's like it calculates length points and stuff like that.
Oh, sure.
And then it calculates probabilities of the different things here so that I can kind of level it out so that we get a good variety of these things. So let me bridge base here.
You want to make it
Who
really
would like to be our players? We want to do Linnea and Kenton.
Yeah, it would probably be good. Then you can slip
Yeah, I'm game
Elizabeth in.
for playing. We can also switch out as we
Yep.
go.
Right. I think everybody should get a chance to make a fool of themselves.
Yeah, Elizabeth.
Absolutely.
It's too small. Wait a minute.
You have to log in on Bridgebase if you want to.
Well, she should be able to
Oh,
watch just through Zoom here.
Yeah. It's just so tiny.
And what's yours, Kenton?
Here, I'll put it in the chat here.
A tenor 3. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. There I am. Oh. Oh.
Now that's a
you're at-
smoothie hand.
Remember, if you're at the table, don't look at WebEx.
Yeah, cover it up.
So this puts you in a kind of awkward spot now, right? Because you don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking about bidding 2 spades.
You can, and that gets into sort of a complex area, so I guess I don't want to go too far in there. But I would
Okay.
say that if you undo this, the easier way is to transfer to spades first.
Oh, really? Okay.
A bit hard as again. It shows a 5-4-ish hand at a game force.
Yeah, and you can bid.
Hmm. A 5-4. Okay, yeah.
But the same logic, if Linnea had opened 1 club, you would start with 1 spade with this hand, and then rebid 2 hearts.
Or conceivably 4 hearts.
Yeah, in that case, probably.
Ah.
But you generally
Big
start
of the
with
game
the higher.
force.
Start with the higher and then let her take a preference. Once you name your second suit lower, she can switch back to your first suit without having to go up a level.
Gotcha. But here, if she super accepts,
Yep.
let's see.
And you can see you're very close to slam with that super accept, but because you got 2 quick club losers here,
Mm-hmm.
If they start on clubs, you'll only take 11 tricks. But if they don't, you'll be able to take all of them because you can pitch 2 clubs on the hearts.
Yeah, most likely I'd guess East would lead the king of diamonds. In
Yep.
which case he'll make 7.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be frustrating, but acceptable after looking at the hand.
Yeah.
But it's one that you might think about. You might wonder about slam as South's hand when you get the super accept, but you should ultimately not wind up in slam. So if you were thinking about it, what you would do is you could make a control Q bid, and you would bid over the 3 spades. You bid 4 diamonds, and that says
Show
I've
the
got first or
singleton.
second round control on diamonds, but not clubs. And then Linnea is going to say, well, wait a minute. If you don't have control of clubs, I don't have control of clubs. We should not be going to slam. And she just bid 4 spades.
That makes sense.
Let's try another one here.
Wait a minute, what's the super accept?
The super accept by her said, I've got at least 4 cards for you, and I'm at the upper end of my one no trump opening range.
And
So she bid 3 spades instead of 2 spades. So she jumped her response up 1 level to say, you know, I love spades.
super, I like that
Yeah, she didn't technically have 17, which would have been her max, but with 5 cards and spades, yeah, it's impossible not to super accept with that hand.
Yep.
And you got some 10s too. It's a very good hand.
You need to decide which suit to bid. And what you should be thinking is if she's 5-4, doesn't matter a lot, but if she's 5-5, then hearts is probably the place to be.
Right.
If she's 5-4, she's going to bid Smolin.
That's
Except
true.
I don't know.
5-4, you start with statement. You don't start with
Exactly.
transfer.
Yeah, my mistake. So, yep. It
So I
be
should have
5-5.
started with Stamen,
Not with
Oh, no,
5-5.
you're right.
not with 5-5. Okay.
I'm corrected here. So you should take a preference for hearts. You should say hearts is our suit.
Hmm. So I don't actually know what that mid means, but I think it's the right one.
You're for no Trump?
Yes.
I think it's the right one. It's just key card. You've agreed on a major suit here.
Okay.
And we do 1430.
Yep.
Yeah.
Once you agree on the suit, 4 no trump's going to be 1430.
Okay. Yeah, when I play with my family, we do 0-3-1-4. I always have to
Work out better on
remind
this hand.
myself.
I think all of us with multiple partnerships have one person who play 30-14 with and another person who play 14-30 with.
Yeah.
We look like we should be in pretty good shape here. We'll probably try the heart finesse and lose to the singleton king and kick ourselves, but
Should I have asked for the queen?
well, that's the problem is if you want to ask about the queen, you have to go past 5 hearts.
Yeah.
And so you gotta just guess here. You gotta take a little more risk. Because when you're missing one key card, we usually use the queen as the tiebreaker. If we have the queen, we'll go to slam. If we don't, we won't. But there's no room to ask for it. That's where if you were playing 30-14 and he responded 5 clubs to show 3, then you would have been able to bid 5 diamonds to ask for the queen.
Yeah.
One thing a lot of people advocate is when the heart trump is set, use 4 spades for key cards. Solve some of the problem.
Yep.
Oh, interesting. And then all your responses just shifted down 1?
Yep.
Oh.
So it'd be 4
That's clever.
spades, and you just have 5 clubs for your 14-30 response.
But it can be a little tricky when the spades are already bid naturally. Some people might read the 4 spades in an auction like this as showing some size for spades. So you have to have.
Yeah, I would not advocate that view though. Usually I feel like once a major has been bid and raised, that usually should lock in the trump suit at that point.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's just something you want to be careful about,
Yep.
especially if you don't play with a person regularly and haven't discussed it.
Nice.
And so we count our losers looking at the north hand here. So we've got a spade loser, a heart loser, no club losers, and 1
Diamond.
we could have a few diamond losers depending on how things work out.
No, you should only have 1 diamond because you've got ace, king, jack, 10.
Yeah,
The
that's
diamonds would have to be 5-0.
right. Yeah, so you're right. Probably just 1 diamond loser. So it looks pretty good. It seems like a reasonable auction.
Yeah, I
Well-
didn't have very many high card points, but I had really interesting distribution.
I think that hand is worthy of a Texas when you have
Yeah,
6-5.
I'd agree.
You think so?
Yeah, 6-5 is worth a lot, worth than no trump partner.
I probably would have too, but I would normally downgrade that queen of clubs to possibly being worthless.
Yeah.
So it could be too much. The way that you did it is also certainly reasonable.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a different one here. Too many of that. Okay. here we
Geez, I like some of these hands that keep disappearing.
go. Yeah, I know.
Okay, so what's this?
That's that Texas transfer. So it's saying she's got at least game values and at least 6 spades, and she wants you to bid 4 spades.
Oh, that's right. Texas is at 4. That's 4 level, not the 3 level.
Right.
So what if she bid 3 hearts instead of 4 hearts?
That's probably
the
a
3
splitter.
level bids are kind of, there's not a standard for them. People use them
Okay.
conventionally different ways. A lot of people would play that as showing a singleton heart.
Okay.
The 3-level bid is something you discuss once with your partner when you're filling out a convention card, and then it never comes up.
Never again.
All right,
Okay.
I feel that you've been a little bit cowardly here, Linnea.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking, with this interesting hand, it's actually worth more than the high card points that I have.
How are you gonna do here?
Well, I was thinking about key card bidding the
I'm just saying,
clubs.
how's the hand gonna play? How many tricks are you gonna take? Or is
We're going to take 6. I mean, we're going to make 6.
what are you gonna lose?
We're going to lose. Well, I suppose if I finesse for the Queen and Jack of Hearts over in the West hand, I can
Yeah,
actually
right.
take 7.
You're gonna take all the tricks, yeah?
Yeah.
And he's only got a doubleton, a weak doubleton spade, and he's got 16 high card points.
So how should I have bid this?
Well, it's a little bit hard to say, but if you did key card after the 4 spades, you'd find out you're missing just 1 key card. Or no key cards, but you're missing the queen. And then you could bid 6. I think you just need to kind of upgrade your hand there.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty upgradable. Okay, so now I'm doing the key card thing.
No. You would, instead of over the 4 spades,
Oh.
you bid 4 no trump.
I mean, it's still a bit of a leap of faith to go to 6, finding out
It
about
is.
the key card, since you have a lot of holes. So another option could be starting with 2 hearts, and after the 2 spades, raising to 4 spades.
Right.
I'm going to bid 6 spades because I've seen his hand.
But when you know that you have all 5 key cards and you're just missing the queen, then 6 spades is the right place to go. But I agree with Andrew too that a more conservative approach would be to do the 2-level transfer and then jump to 4 spades, and that's that slam invite sequence.
Ah.
You're kind of in that middle range where you might want to just invite the slam, and then if he's got a good fit and a good hand for you, he might go on. And now it's difficult for him to say because he's got weak spades.
Right, I wouldn't go on with just 2 little spades.
But he does have 16 super high card points and likely tricks and diamonds beside that.
Yeah.
Everything's working in his hand.
Right.
Yep.
So if he did key card, he would find that you have all the key cards, but you're missing the queen. And so he's going to know that that means you have the ace and king of spades also. So when he can envision you with 6 spades to the ace king, and he's got this, then he would probably go on to slam.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Elizabeth.
Oh, I was going to say, I think it's Elizabeth's turn to do some bidding.
Look at the time. Bye-bye.
Well, you've got
Oh,
5
yeah.
minutes. You got 5 minutes, Elizabeth.
So the thing I was going to say, Linnea, is that when you think your hand was kind of borderline for slam,
Mm-hmm.
that's when you use the slam invite sequence.
Okay, and the slam invite sequence is that transfer to 2 spades and then bidding 4 spades.
Yes.
Okay.
Because doing the Texas transfer and then passing is what you would do with a little bit of a weaker hand.
Okay.
Take away your queen of clubs, let's say. And you probably do that.
Okay.
Get all these 5 of 5s. Those over accounted for.
Okay, well, this one is definitely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it looks like we'll probably lose 3 tricks. Well,
You've
two
got a
tricks.
club to lose and could have 2 hearts to lose.
Yeah.
But you can early on try and lead a club to the king,
Yep.
and then that'll let you pitch a heart from your hand on the king of clubs. And you'll probably early on want to rough a diamond also.
Right, just in case for safety. Yeah.
I guess you could draw 2 rounds of trumps, and it turns out that they'll be out then, so you can safely do the diamond rough later. But that'll be your entry to get the king of clubs. Let's see if we do one more here.
And so you still like a 1-note trump here?
Yep, it's almost too strong for that.
Tempted to pass.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
You don't see that every day.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something if you're mad at your partner? Just let that one pass.
What are they going to lead here? The Singleton Heart, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
And it'll probably go Jack, Queen, Ace. And then
Okay,
you'll
yeah.
draw the trumps. And the Queen drops in the first round. And then you'll have then you have to decide, you'll automatically have 2 pitches, right? So you can pitch a club and a diamond and just lose a diamond.
Yes.
But if you think that 7 was a singleton, you can go and finesse in hearts and get 3 pitches.
Well, it could be singleton or it could be doubleton. Either way is fine.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
As a doubleton, East started with the queen and the 9. So you can finesse whichever one of those is remaining.
Right. So if you
And
do
given
that,
that
what'll
West, given that West started with more spades, with 3 of the spades, it's pretty likely that it's shortness.
right. So that means we're going to take 13 tricks again. Is that right?
Yep.
I think you still lose a diamond because the
Well, we
hearts
get
are fine,
3 pitches, right? So we can pitch 2 diamonds in a club.
right? I think you only get 2 pitches, right? Because East has the 5th. East has 5 hearts.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So the Jack, Queen, Ace. Then you finesse the 9.
You'll just have King, 10, and 8.
Yes.
But the 3 of hearts is never going to win a trick.
Yep. Yep.
Yes.
In that case, you can pitch 2 diamonds and then hope the king of clubs is a singleton.
Yeah, right.
All right. That's all
All
the
right.
time we
Thank
have.
you.
All right. Thanks, Rick.
Thank you.
All right, thank you,
Yes,
Rick.
thank you very
Sure
much.
thing. Merry Christmas to you all.
Yeah, Merry
To you
Christmas.
too.
Merry Christmas.
We'll probably have a session open on Thursday if anyone wants to join. Yeah, just as an option, but we haven't had a lot of people recently, so not counting on that.
Well, we'll still try.
We'll try.
But yeah. If not, see you all in the new year.
All right.
Okay.
Take it
Bye-bye.
easy. Bye.
And bye.